I'm Flint Ballantyne with Ballantyne Gear. These are tests of the Ballantyne Gear Eveook fall protection systems. Many of the procedures shown are performed beyond their intended use. Do not attempt to recreate them. You may be seriously injured. The safety professionals in the video are highly trained and are using custom protective equipment designed for these tests. Some say that fall protection for a person on a first-story roof working near the edge is not possible because there isn't enough room to stop a fall. However, with the Ballantyne Gear Eveook fall protection system and the right training, this can be easily attained. We will show you how a 35-foot span that happens to be on a 115-foot anchor line protects a person from a fall. We installed an anchor line to an Eveook at the front of a house, ran it across the house, and then to a neighbor's tree to create a 115-foot anchor line. In order to be able to show the dynamics of fall arrest with an Eveook system, we will create a fall prior to reinforcing the anchor line with the intermediate anchor. Don't do this. The maximum allowed span for an Eveook fall protection system is 75 feet, and we will be working with a 115-foot span. Stephen Ballantyne, an engineer and fall safety professional at Ballantyne Gear, is standing with his toes at the roof edge. That is too close. His lifeline is at a light tension, 10 to 15 pounds. This is good. In order to clear the roof edge, Stephen backs up 5 feet and then, with slack in his rope, moves quickly down the roof. Don't do that. He slips and falls off the roof. He falls 8.5 feet and is suspended a foot above the ground. In spite of the violations, Stephen is fortunate and the system keeps him from hitting the ground. An intermediate anchorage is now attached to the anchor line near the chimney using a support line, creating a 35-foot span within the 115-foot anchor line. This is a sanctioned installation when used properly. For this demonstration, this system will not be used properly. I will be the one misusing it. A load cell is placed between the Eveook and the anchor line to measure foot-pounds on the anchor line. Another load cell is placed between the lifeline and the anchor line to measure foot-pounds on the lifeline. For the first test, the lifeline is at light tension with toes 8 inches from the roof edge. I step up the roof about 8 feet and then run down the roof and unsuccessfully attempt to jump off the roof. "116 foot-pounds are shown on the lifeline and 221 foot-pounds are shown on the anchor line. On the second test, the lifeline is at a light tension with toes 6 inches from the roof edge. I step up the roof about 8 feet and then run down the roof with greater force and manage to get my butt off the roof by twisting sideways at the roof edge. Getting off the roof is difficult. "143 foot-pounds are shown on the lifeline and 258 foot-pounds are shown on the anchor line. On the third test, the lifeline is at a light tension with toes 6 inches from the roof edge. I step up the roof about 8 feet and then run down the roof with even greater force, but the results are not greatly different from the last time.
There you go.
150 foot-pounds are shown on the lifeline and 272 foot-pounds are shown on the anchor line. On the fourth test, the lifeline is at a light tension with toes at the roof edge. This time I simply throw my legs and feet off the edge. 82 foot-pounds are shown on the lifeline and 184 pounds are shown on the anchor line. I struggle to lower myself further off the roof and with great effort create 161 pounds on the lifeline and 266 pounds on the anchor line.
Ready? Okay. Help him out, help him out. He's gonna fall. Oh, never mind, he's just trying to fall. That's it, give me a ladder.
On the fifth test, the lifeline is at a light tension with toes again 6 inches from the roof edge. I step up the roof about 8 feet and then run down the roof with a lighter force than previously, but this time I plant my feet on the roof edge instead of throwing them off. I do not fall off the roof. 114 foot-pounds are shown on the lifeline and 217 foot-pounds are shown on the anchor line. On the sixth test, the lifeline is at a light tension with toes 6 inches from the roof edge. I step up the roof about 8 feet and then run down the roof with a great force. I again plant my feet on the roof edge. I am now leaning over the roof edge looking at the ground, but then the system rebounds and pulls me back on the roof. 138 foot-pounds are shown on the lifeline and 245 pounds are shown on the anchor line. In all of the previous examples, if I would have planted my feet at the roof edge instead of stepping off, I would have remained on my feet at the roof edge. With the Ballantyne Gear Eveook non-penetrating fall protection systems for residential style sloped roofs, even for a person working on the roof edge of a first-story sloped roof, fall protection is achievable.